Britain has recently approved a process called gene editing. In theory, it will allow scientists to look deep into the DNA in order to correct genetic abnormalities.
Don't you see the danger, John, inherent in what you're doing here? Genetic power is the most awesome force the planet's ever seen, but you wield it like a kid that's found his dad's gun. Your scientists were so preoccupied with whether or not they could, they didn't stop to think if they should.
Obviously, this is ripe for problems. In addition to the problems of playing God, which Ian already pointed out, there is a much more serious problem. The process of gene editing involves growing a group of embryonic cells to a certain number and then terminates the individual. Bioethicists have been debating the issue of abortion for decades. However, this latest incarnation throws a huge wrench into the debate. Simply put, this might save lives, but it is the question of whether or not the ends justify the means. The average adult body has 8 pints of blood. Imagine that there are 8 people in a hospital that will die without an emergency transfusion of blood. You know that there is a pedophile that has O-negative blood. Would it be ethical to drain him of his blood in order to save the 8 patients? Let me give you another hypothetical. What if we took one functional kidney from prison inmates and gave them to hospital patients who do not have them? I do not think that they do in either of these hypotheticals. If there is a person who does, you are a true utilitarian. Another problem that quickly arises is the genome itself. I will not go into the problems with altering the genome in detail, but suffice to say, there are quite a few. The most dangerous, of course, is that we have very little knowledge about how the countless genes interact with each other on the grand scale. Every gene in the DNA is interdependent on another. The proteins that they code for often react with one another in order to do that which could not be done separately. Just altering one gene can have disastrous consequences. If lives truly can be saved, we can work with adult stem cells. These can be obtained from bone marrow, with no objection from the evil, science-hating Christians such as myself. Adult stem cells can easily be modified from a stem cell into a body cell. While the ethical quandaries of altering the genome are myriad, there are other ways to go about it than taking the lives of children. If nothing else, adult stem cells are much cheaper to obtain and easier to manipulate into any cell of choice, since that is what they were designed to do. This is an issue that needs to be discussed. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below.